Hey, if you're dealing with arthritis, you don't really need any description of what it really is, other than the fact that it causes a lot of discomfort in your life. Yeah, that suffering, that achiness, that stiffness, especially in the fingers and the joints that you wake up in the morning with. It bothers you throughout the entire day. That makes it harder to pick things up and do the small, fine movements of your hands, whether it's picking something up, whether it's turning a doorknob, or it's just simply playing with your kids and having regular, everyday active lifestyle. Now, you don't have to deal with this sort of thing, and I'm going to give you a few very simple tricks that you can do to take action on right now to make a drastic change in your health and your performance and your overall mobility of all those stiff fingers and even some of the other joints that are going to be compromised. But my name is John Hillman. I'm an osteopathic manual practitioner and also a massage therapist. I've been doing this for about 17 years now, so I've learned a few things, and these are all the tried and true forms of exercise and therapy that I use currently with my clients to give them massive relief in very short periods of time. So when it comes to that stiffness in the hands, we've heard it before. It just comes down to that arthritis type symptoms, but nobody really can give a good explanation of what that is. So I'm going to just lay it down very simple, and this is the easiest way that you can talk about it. It's basically everything feels too tight and compressed. It's like having a glove on your hand that just doesn't give you the space that you need to get the circulation, to get the nerve supply, to get the strength that you need to pick things up, pick up your kids, pick up your grandkids, or even just do the small tasks throughout the day, such as cooking or driving or exercising. So what can you do to really make a lasting difference in that stiffness and tightness? Well, mobility is going to be the biggest thing, but not in the way that you're thinking, okay? Now, quite often when we talk to the professionals, they're going to give us the general answer of use them anti-inflammatories, go for a walk, get some movement, and those are all very solid pieces of advice. But this is the secret weapon that you're going to want to use to give yourself lasting results very, very quickly. Now, the first thing we're going to do is actually just try to create some space back into the fingers. And that's done by simply pulling on the joint, okay? We're just trying to open it up, grabbing your finger and giving a little bit of a pull. Hold it and take nice deep breaths in to help encourage the circulation to go through the whole system. Okay, so when you start doing this movement, you just apply a little bit of pull directly onto the joint and hold it, okay? As you start to get a little bit of movement, then we start doing little rotations to encourage joint movement, get some lubrication back into the joint. This is the quickest way to rehydrate and re-lubricate the joint surfaces. So we start from one, start really close to the hand, and as it starts loosening up, we move over to the next one. To the next one, we apply a little bit of pressure, a little bit of traction, and again, that same thing, that gentle circular type movement, that nice easy rotation until it starts to free up and get a little movement. Now you might even notice some cricking, some cracking, some snapping as things are starting to move around, and that's a good thing. The only time that's going to be a bad thing is if it's associated with your personal screaming, okay? If it comes with pain, then you want to ease off on things. But if it's just making noise, it's not going to cause a lot of problems. Go nice and easy, get some good movement, and just free things up a little bit. Now when you go over to the next joint, same thing. We want to just do a little bit of light traction. As it starts to let go, then we start to get a little bit of rotation into this area. Just get some movement. Now we want to do that on all the fingers, even the thumb, and just try to get some things to move again. This is a very, very effective way to get things moving again, and it's actually the secret weapon of a lot of massage therapists when their hands are stiff and tight from overuse and working too many hours. So again, a little bit of traction, do a little bit of circles, free it up, get some lubrication to the area, then move on to the next joint. It doesn't have to be a long duration, just a few general circles to get things freed up and move over to the next one. Now, the second tip you're going to want to be doing after you've freed up each of those joints with some good circular movements and good rotations is just gently stretch out each finger by pulling it back. Again, we don't want to cause pain. We want just to encourage a little bit of a stretch, encourage a little bit of movement, and open up those fascial sheaths to run through the fingers and get some movement and get some circulation back into it. So again, we're going to go into each finger, pull it back, stretch it out, hold it for a few seconds, and then release it. Go to the next one, pull it back, stretch it, hold it, and then release it. And we're going to go through each of those fingers just to open things up, get it all moving, get it freed up, and get some better mobility throughout the entire joint surface. Okay, very, very quick, very powerful. Now, if you overdo it, it's not going to be the end of the world. You just want to take it easy the next day. If it's sore, take it easy the next day. Okay, continue to get some movement. These circles you can keep doing even if they're sore. And if it's really giving you some problem, then you can use some contrast baths, a little bit of heat, a little bit of water, a little bit of ice, just to kind of cool it off, get some circulation, and then control it over again. Again, like I said, this is the easiest way to get things moving. Just trying to pull the fingers back, trying to get the joints open and get some mobility back into the surface. Now, this will give you relief very, very quickly, especially if you do it on a consistent basis. You just have to make sure you do it twice a day to start with, within your own pain tolerances, because we don't want to irritate the tissue. We want to get things moving, we want to get circulation again. We don't want to overwork the tissue. But guaranteed, this will give you relief in a few days of doing this. It's a fantastic tool to add into your home care and your self-care toolbox there. And it will, like I said, it will give you fantastic relief. Now, if you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to post them below in the comments or to fire off a message directly to me. I'd be more than happy to give you a little bit more assistance if you're stuck dealing with this ridiculous pain that comes with arthritis. Because I'll be very clear with you, it is not something that you need to deal with on a daily basis. There is massive relief. It doesn't have to cost a ton of money. It doesn't require surgeries or a ton of different medication. We want to start with some general movement, some general mobility, and rehydrate the joint. Thanks. I really appreciate the time. Give this a try. Try it right now. I'm going to ask you to definitely take action on this because it will make a huge lasting difference on the overall health of your body.